Hello, I'm EG, and this is Crocheting with EG, and in this video, this is more of like a random video. I do have some yarn that I bought that I didn't need, but I wanted to use up some birthday money that my mom gave me, and by the time this comes out, it's going to be after my birthday, so I'm not mentioning my birthday so that you can, flood my comments with all kinds of like happy birthday, all this stuff, because that would make me uncomfortable. But I mean, you can wish me happy birthday if you want, but I'm just saying, this is going to come out way after my birthday. I'm not even really 40 yet, so my birthday hasn't even happened yet. But by the time I'm filming this, by the time this comes out, it'll have already happened. So I don't mind mentioning it or whatever. So so I did use up the birthday money to buy some more yarn. And then I do have a couple other random things, something I made, and I did buy some yarn on eBay, which I'll get to. It hasn't even come yet. I just bought it last night. But anyway, so it's just one of my random videos. Most of my videos are kind of random all over the place, but whatever. So this is like a random video. So let me start with the yarn. I went to Hobby Lobby because I had just gotten that cart full of yarn, and that was sort of like for my birthday, even though technically I had the money already, but. But it felt like my mom could give me a big cart of yarn. So and I still had some money left if you consider that part of the $100 that she gave me. So I wanted to go back just to see if they if they, when they put that card out, if there were a couple stragglers or whatever in the back, and they're like, oh shoot, we forgot to put these two out there, just to kind of see. And then I knew I also had some more money from that birthday money, and so I wanted to use it, and for my mom to feel like I spent my birthday money on the one thing that, or it's not the one thing. I could have found some other things too, but I thought I can get some yarn and stuff, and it was better walking through there knowing that there probably isn't a lot of clearance yarn, and like actually looking at the yarn that they have on the shelves, because for the past few months practically, I've been going in there and just like staring at like looking for deals with like this filter over my eyes, like not looking at like the regular yarn. I'm just looking at all the deals, like looking for the red little orange red stickers or whatever, looking for those, looking for clearance yarn or like whatever, or like going in the remnants, or I wasn't really like paying attention to the yarn on the shelves. It was the new yarn, and so there's all these colorways that I haven't noticed in there before. They're new to my eyes. They could have been sitting in there for the past 2 months while I was like looking for clearance skeins, but to me these are new. There's a couple that I've already known about, but for the most part a lot of these are new to me, and so it feels like they because there was some new yarn in there since they cleared out the clearance skeins or whatever. So some of this could have been new. I have no idea, but it just feels like it's new, or at least new to my store. They could have existed on their website. I know that there's some colorways on their website that have never made it into my store, so that's kind of weird. But so it could have been some of those. But anyway, I was just watching Storage Wars earlier, and I'm just thinking, I used to complain about that the guy and like all those people on the Storage Wars, how they talk really quickly or whatever, and I'm turning into that stuff. I'm going to start, maybe if this whole creative life doesn't work out, maybe I can become an auctioneer or whatever. 30, 35, 35, 35, and sold. You're like, Professor Lick and have Philly Passenbecker, Ramon Walker, you know what I'm saying. It's just, God, it's so irritating how fast I talk sometimes. But anyway, so these are the skeins that I got at Hobby Lobby, and what I was gonna do, it was funny in my head, but then the more I thought about it, it was really, it was like really 35, and sold. It was funny in my head, but I thought like it would be funny if like I pulled out. I didn't buy any cakes of yarn, but I do have some cakes of yarn over there from Hobby Lobby, or like I had some on my niece's yarn wall thing. I could have like said, oh, and I got a cake for my birthday. Like pulled it out. This was funny in my head. This is really stupid, but I was gonna pull it out, and then and hopefully it would be like one of those Hobby Lobby ones or whatever, and then say, oh, it's cinnamon, because the whole cinnamon smell. I mean, the cakes don't still smell like cinnamon, but these do. It's just utterly ridiculous, and I know I complain about it way too much or whatever, and it's something like so trivial to complain about, but it's so ridiculous. And like another joke in my head that was really funny, like I don't even know why I'm saying it because it's just so stupid. I was gonna say like Hobby Lobby got in some yarn shaped cinnamon potpourri. Look like. See, funny. It was funny in my head, but it's really stupid. So, but it's basically just yarn, and but it is. you can smell the cinnamon. It's just so strong in that store, that potpourri, to get into the yarn on the other side of the store. But anyway, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 10 skeins of yarn that I didn't need. I just filmed a video where I was putting the last couple hauls away on my yarn wall and my niece's yarn wall, and I where it used to be just a tower, but now it's like it's turning into a wall. And like I feel like I'm going to post that video, so I probably already posted it, but it was just the audio. I guess because I had my fan in here, I don't have my fan in here because it's so I may, like, you may see me like wiping sweat away because it's a little bit stuffy in here. I do have an air conditioner all the way in there, and it's okay. It's cooler in here than it is outside, but I had my fan in here, and I guess because of the how crappy this camera is, it sort of detected that there was like another noise in the room, so it kind of like, it felt like it doesn't have like a microphone, like a boom mic. It has one that's built into it. It sort of felt like, as I was listening back to it, I'm watching the video and trying to edit it, it felt like the audio kind of split. Like it sort of picked me up like half of the amount of decibels that it usually does, and because it detected another sound in the room. And so I'm gonna have to when I go through that, I'm sure I've already posted it. It's going to be the one right before this probably. I'm going to have to go through, and the audio is probably going to be so up and down and all over the place. It's going to be, it's going to be like me. Like the audio is going to be exactly like me, just all over the place. We're going to have to go through and take okay, this 38 seconds right here, I'm going to have to raise the decibels, so that you can hear me. But then, I have to put it back down to normal, because here you can actually hear me. And it's just going to be like the hiss in the background is going to be like all over the place, up and down. How many changes with that? I think there was like 4 or 5 tangents. But anyway, so I just filmed a video where I was like putting all that yarn away and stuff, and I thought, okay, I made room for it, and I had to expand her tower into a wall basically, and have all her yarn put there. And then I go buy myself more yarn, and then I have 5 skeins coming from eBay too. But I did have that birthday money, and I wanted my mom to feel like, I used the money, and I wasn't just like saving it or whatever. I wanted her, because, it was for my birthday, so I wanted her to know that I, spent it and everything. And so I bought more yarn. And then it was nice going in there and actually being able to see the yarn without like looking for the really deep discounted deals. Like really, because I used to go in there all the time and look at their beautiful colorways and stuff, and so I got to kind of do that, and it was a 30% off week, so I was thinking, oh, it'd be the perfect use up for that money. But whatever. So I did get 10 skeins of yarn, and the one that I had seen before was this. I love this yarn. I love this yarn. Comment, damn it. And this is the one that or it's called Orange Zest, and it has like a mix of colors. It reminds me or this is like one of the first kind of twisted yarns that I had seen in the store since seeing that premiere mosaic, the prism, which is right here in my camera. But anyway, I had seen that online, and then when I saw this in person, I was thinking, this kind of reminds me of that, but it doesn't have all of the colors in it. It's more of like, it leans towards a reddish main color. The prism is like basically all the primary colors all mixed together. This is leans more towards like a reddish version of the twisted yarns. There's like some yellow and some blue and green and all that kind of stuff in it, but it's primarily like a yellowish orange sort of colorway. And so because orange zest or whatever, but that's what this one is. And so I was looking at this, but I didn't buy it because I thought it's not discounted or anything. But I did buy that prism on Premiere's website, and I just haven't used it yet. But I did go ahead and buy this, and so $4.99, but it was 30% off, so it was $3.50. So I got that one, and so that's one that I knew of, and I think that this dappled wheat is one that I had seen before, but I never got it before, and it's basically green shades, and it has a little bit of a blue, a couple blue streaks, and some yellow mixed in too, but it's primarily a green colorway, and it's a really pretty colorway. So I got like a lot of colorways like this that are I love the variegated yarns. I know that they're probably supposed to be like variegated colors are probably supposed to be like accents to a project that's primarily solids, and you're supposed to use this as kind of accents. But like I love this kind of yarn more than the solids, and so that's why a lot of my projects and stuff are just like nothing but variegated colors, because they're just so pretty. You can get a big mix of colors all at once. And so and like that first throw blanket. That first throw blanket I did with my EG stitch, it's nothing but variegated skeins, and so I use this a lot, the variegated colors. So I got that one, and then I got they're starting to get a lot of, not, I guess they're speckled, I guess is what you call it, those colorways that are speckled, where I think I saw a video on YouTube once where they were showing how they or no, maybe I just imagine it in my head. I've seen somebody describe that, where they kind of like lay out the yarn and on the machine or whatever, and they just kind of like spray it randomly or whatever to create that speckled effect. And I had seen a Red Heart that was like that, and I wasn't really crazy about it. But the way they do it at Hobby Lobby, I know I bitch about working. I bitch about I should work there. I should maybe. Do they get a discount? That would be worth working at Hobby Lobby. Do they get like an employee discount? Oh God. Yeah, don't tempt me, brain. That would be like that would be worth getting a job there, just to get an extra discount on this yarn. Like that's what I like when Joanne was closing. Here, I'll go off on another tangent. When Joanne was closing, I heard that a couple people wanted or tried to get a job at Joanne just to get the discount price plus the Joanne employee discount. That would be worth getting a job at Hobby Lobby, just to get a discount on yarn. I wouldn't care about anything else. I would just think like they would basically like give me my check and it would be nothing in it, because I would have already spent it on yarn with my employee discount. But anyway, see, like, how many, I went off on so many tangents, I don't even know what the hell I was saying. Or I complain about like Hobby Lobby's yarn and all that kind of stuff, or like shopping there, but their yarn is just it's unbeatable, like in terms of like how gorgeous it is and how nice it feels and stuff. I mean, like why don't Red Heart, I hate the feeling, like the pit in my stomach, that you have this feeling of regret like walking in there. Like if they would just be like better, I wouldn't feel so bad about like shopping there. But like it's hard not to shop there when the colorways look like this. I mean, they're just so I don't understand why Red Heart or Premier or like some of these other brands and stuff don't come up with this kind of stuff. Michaels, or I don't know. You would think like how all these businesses compete with each other and basically like, rip each other off. You would think they can do something like this, and but their version of it, I don't know. They're all so gorgeous in there. There's some ugly ones, and I'm not saying that every single Hobby Lobby skein is pretty. There's some ugly ones in there, but you know what I'm saying. But for the most part, they're gorgeous like this. This one's called a GNC, AGEAN, or I mean. It should be, no, Aegean stripe. I didn't even read it. AGEAN stripe. And so it's like this this teal blue, and then like a really light teal, and then some black and white mixed in it. This is just just gorgeous colorways. I just wish that that this label said something else. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could get this somewhere else and not feel like, oh, God, I hate shopping there. But I at the same time I don't, because there's a freaking knot in this. But you know what I'm saying, so I love this yarn. And then this one's called Winter Flowers. This is like almost a I was gonna say pinkish, but but my brain works so fast I was like saying it before I even started saying the word. Pinkish color, and then like a deeper purple, and then some white mixed in with all these like speckles all over it. I mean, just really pretty colors. So I did get a lot of this yarn, and like I would have gotten this before, but I got so focused on getting all the clearance yarn. This one's called Green / Turquoise / Red, and it does have some red. The red in this is a little like not like deep, like vibrant red. It's a little dullish red, but and then some green and blue and white, and like some little streaks in there look a little bit pink, just because the red is a little washed out looking, but really pretty colors and stuff. Like it's the turquoise, and it is like a really pretty colorway. And so I got that one, and then This one, this is like another one of those speckled ones. This is called Be Still, like B-E and then S-T-I-L-L. The base of it looks like a really, really light teal color, and then it has like some deeper bluish teals speckled in, and like some lighter teal speckles, but really neat colorway. I really do love this look in the skeins. I wasn't crazy about it when I first saw this, you know, months ago. I think it was the Red Heart. I think I saw it at Walmart, and I wasn't crazy about that look of the speckle. But when it's done right like this, I mean, it's gorgeous. It's really, it creates like, and it's like, I feel like if you work this up, there's going to be like a really big variety of colors, and it's not going to be like really consistent, but it's going to be like, it's going to be a little random, but it's going to be like really pretty though. It's not going to look like, you know, all over the place. It's going to look like a controlled kind of randomness, and it's really just cool how this is, and I'm gonna love working all these up. And so there's that one, Be Still, and then this one is called Blossomopolis, and like I feel like I saw that colorway name on my Hobby Lobby website one day, like a few months ago. Like I had never seen this in the store, and like I was looking when I first noticed that there's some colorways that were on the website that weren't in my store. This is one of them that I remember seeing on the website that for some reason wasn't in my store, and so now it is. And so this one's called Blossomopolis, or Blossomopolis. Oh, I thought it was Blossomopolis, but I guess it's not, unless it's a typo. Blossomopolis. So I guess it would be Blossomopolis, not Blossomopolis. Whatever. Blossomopolis. There's no O in between the S and the M, but whatever. Blossomopolis. But it has all these pretty colors in it. Just basically all the colors mixed in sort of a speckled way. There's, you know, some pink and orange and blue, and there's like, you know, a white sort of base and some yellow and orange. I mean, just like every color you can probably think of, but more of like a white base. And this one you can really tell how they spray the yarn, where like it almost looks like you can see the line of the color, like when they are, like, especially right here, you can see where they probably had it wrapped up in a machine or something, and I'm sure it wasn't like a person standing there with a squirt gun like this. I'm sure it was like, you know, all machine and stuff, but it looks like and there's even an M on it. I'll have to say that for my niece to show her that. It almost looks like an M, you know, because her initial is an M. That's really cool. So I'll have to remember that when she comes over. But you know, it looks like they just took a sprayer and just like went like this or whatever. I'm sure it was a machine. I'm sure like not like some person in there doing that. But it's really cool how these are. And then there's this one. This one's called Nova Scotian Sky. I hesitated because the little label is kind of like peeling. Nova Scotian Sky. And so they're like really beautiful, deep blue, and then has some green streaks in it and some white, and then like the speckles or whatever. But that, and then some dark blue too. But the blue in this is really pretty. It's a really like deep, vibrant blue. And so that's Nova Scotian Sky. And then this one is called Peacock Tails. This is another one that I saw first on their website a few months ago, because I remember that name Peacock. But for some reason it wasn't in my store. But then now they have it. And like I said, they could have had it. You know, they could have gotten it in a couple months ago. I just didn't notice it because I was just like so focused on looking for the clearance yarn. So this is called Peacock Tails. It has some blue and green and almost like a purplish, like a deep blue that's so deep blue it's purple, and like some lighter color mixed in. It's kind of like it's not really a speckled yarn. It's more of like a stone wash kind of mix of variegated colors, and so that one's really pretty too. And then God, 15 minutes, hang on. And then the last one I got was this one. It was called Meadow Dance, and this is just really pretty too. Like that speckled look. It has some like almost fuchsia pink and some teal and yellow and green and just some orange, just like all this like this speckled look for for this one. And the base of it seems to be more of like a light, like a really light green, not more than a white, but just a really pretty colorway. So I did get those, and these were $3.50 a piece, but which is expensive compared to all the cheap yarn that I'm used to buying. But still, it was 30% off, so I did get those, and I spent my birthday money, and my mom was like, "Oh, good, I'm glad you found you get some more yarn and stuff." And she knows I have all this yarn and stuff, but still, she loves knowing that I spent the money on myself. But I did spend that money on the yarn when I didn't really need it, but I did enjoy looking at those colorways and stuff, and I've already said to a couple people in the comments, but what I started out making was bookmarks. And if you watch my everything I made my first year of crocheting, you can practically see every single one of them. It's like a really long video where I was like, showing every single bookmark practically. And one of the good things about the bookmarks is like I got to crochet something and actually have or like what I said in my one of my original videos. I put the little clip in that video, I think, where I was talking about how for many years of my life, I just feel like I procrastinate and I don't follow through with things, or I don't finish things, or whatever. And like when I started, when I picked up crochet in a very micro version, or in a very micro sort of way, it sort of felt like I was making accomplishments in my life. I sit down, I learn how to crochet, I have the idea to make a bookmark, and then a couple minutes later, however many minutes it takes me, like I have the bookmark done, and it just sort of felt like this small representation of like I'm making accomplishments in my life, to go from like having an idea to all of a sudden it's done, and so I got that out of it too. And so, but at the end of it, I would have a bookmark, but then also they kind of double as swatches. And so not like I've seen people do swatch videos on YouTube where they like make big swatches and different stitches and like all that kind of stuff, and so like I would use single crochet, so it was sort of a limited and they were small, so it's sort of a limit in a sort of limited way, but they do kind of represent swatches that give me some kind of idea of how a skein of yarn crochets up. So like whenever I would get a new skein of yarn when I first started to crochet, the first thing I would do was make a bookmark. And like I didn't need so many bookmarks and stuff, and I'll eventually sell them in the future once I finish them with the tassels and the beads and like all that kind of stuff. But it also felt like I got a new skein of yarn, so I wanted to see what it crocheted up like, and so how it worked up, and so then I would be able to do that, and then at the end of it, it wouldn't just be this swatch that I just like put in a drawer or have to pull out. It was actually something that I could have. It was a bookmark too. So that's what I got out of making the bookmarks and stuff, and so that's just a completely random thing. So but it just sort of feels like that where. Like I'm sort of starting off again where I can buy colorways that that aren't just like the discounted skeins. I'm like buying some that are new to me, and yeah, they're still they're full price, but they're like 30% off, but full price in my head. They're new, even though the discounted ones are new, but you know what I'm saying. It sort of feels like that where I bought some skeins and I'm probably gonna turn them into bookmarks just to see like how it works up or whatever, and then I'll have the rest of the skeins to either make more bookmarks or use them for something else. And so I did buy those skeins, and as far as the other yarn that I bought on eBay, let me get into the store, but I've already talked about it on and like when I turn away from my camera, I need to make sure that I talk really loudly, so just to make sure that it picks up, because like I said, this is a crappy camera. It's not like it has a mic input or anything like that. It's like I'm using the on-camera microphone, so that's all I have access to. And like I said, I'm not going to buy an expensive camera because I feel like instead of spending $200 on a new camera, or however much it is, I haven't even looked for a new camera for a while. Instead of spending, hundreds of dollars on a new camera, I'm thinking that's a lot of money that I could spend on yarn. I know I don't need it, but like, and I could benefit from having a new camera, but I would rather keep the money for yarn, or something I Love Lucy related, or something Beatles for my mom, or like whatever. You know what I'm saying. So I done the video where I was talking about last year's Hobby Lobby clearance, the 2024, and because it's 2025 when I'm filming this, and I had the idea to make a fall blanket out of the skeins of yarn that I'd gotten that I just haven't touched yet because I don't know if I'm going to have enough. Some of the yarn I got was the Yarn Bee Glowing Sienna Sunflower, this gorgeous colorway, and it has like all the fall colors, you know, orange and red and an olive green and like all this stuff, and gold color. And these skeins match these other ones that I bought. But the only thing is the weight of it is just, it's different. They're both medium 4s, but see, I think I have 4 of these, and then I have 2 of each of these colors here, and then I have 1 of the black. And so this was the Yarn Bee Soft Stitch. The color bruschetta, or bruschetta, whatever, marigold, olive, and then just like 1 of the basic black. And so I just felt like these colorways, and I've already said this, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but these colorways match these so perfectly. I just feel like, and I love fall. Fall is my favorite season of the year, and I do love the fall colors, even though I'm not crazy about like the earth tones or whatever. I've never been a fan of the earth tones or whatever, but I do love them when you think of them as fall colors. I do love these colors. And even last year, like this year, I didn't clear a shelf except for the chromatic spectrum, but like, or if it's like a dialogue clearance, you know, then I don't mind taking them. But like last year, I was the same way. They had all this color. I was the first one to get to the big markdown last year at Hobby Lobby, and even then, I still only took like half of the ones that I really wanted, and not as many as I even wanted, because you know, I wasn't like obsessively buying yarn like I am now, and so like these, I just felt like I wish I would have gotten more of these, because I just think this would make a perfect blanket. And there's a specific kind of blanket I want to make with these, and I want to write up the pattern and stuff. It's based off of something that my grandma used to make, and but like, you know, done in crochet instead of like fabric, and that's what I want to do with this. But I only have 2 of each of these colors, and then 1 of the black. And then I do have these, but see, these, even though they're both medium 4s, this one suggests a 5.5mm crochet hook, and then this one suggests a 4mm crochet hook. So even the label sort of says that this is thinner than this, and so I don't want to mix these colors and then all of a sudden these rows turn out to be really skinny or whatever, and so I feel like I need to use this for accents or whatever, and there's like a panel involved in the blanket, and like in a certain position, and I feel like I could probably use this for the panel too, but I don't know. But I do have all these colorways, but I just don't think they're going to be enough for a blanket, and so that's why I haven't really used them yet, because I didn't want to waste this gorgeous yarn on something when I in my head I think this would make a perfect blanket, but I just don't have enough. And so, and of course this was these are discounted, you know, $1.24. These were discontinued, so they don't have this kind anymore. And so like I've been sort of looking around thinking, like, is there a yarn that is similar to this in the weight and the color that I could mix with it, or is there like one that I could, even if it was like some off-the-wall color, is there one that, you know, is similar to this I could buy and use to see how it would crochet up, and to make it to figure out if I had enough to make that blanket with these, because I don't want to start this and then be halfway into it and think, oh, I don't have enough, because then, you know, that would be like a waste of this yarn. And so that's why it's just been sitting in my drawer, even though I have the perfect idea to make something with this. But so when I was editing that video last night in the night, and when I got to that part about the whole like soft stitch thing and these yarns and stuff, and like just knowing that I can visualize it so well in my head what this blanket's going to look like. I've looked at, over the past few months, like looking to see if they have this Yarn Bee soft stitch on eBay. If anybody put it on there and it popped up that somebody had bought it, you know, whenever, and then we're selling it on eBay, even though I knew it was going to be more expensive. And so I thought, you know, I was like watching the video last night, you know, editing it or whatever, and the video that I probably already posted at this point, and so I checked on eBay to see if they had any of these, and then somebody listed 5 skeins of the black, and it's the same, you know, Yarn Bee soft stitch and everything, and it's in the black, and like I just thought, like I didn't need to buy more yarn and everything, but like I just feel like this yarn sort of feels like a waste at this point until I figure out how to work this up. It's just been sitting in a drawer for the perfect project in my head, but it just feels like it's sort of a waste until I figure out what to do with it. And if I don't have enough to make what I want to make with it, then I'm just gonna like have it sitting there and not use it. And so I went ahead and bought that listing on eBay. It hasn't even come in. I just bought it this morning, but like it could have been like a purple, or it could have been like some off-the-wall color or whatever, but they were all black. And so I thought, you know, it would have been nice if it would have been some of these colors, but like, you know, I do have one black, and I thought I do have like 6 of these colors, and then if I have the 5 black, I could put like a black in between each one, and then still have, like, I won't need all the black, but I just feel like I feel like I needed to get that listing or whatever, because it didn't pop up on eBay that often, that soft stitch, and it was there, and it was the black, like a perfect pairing with all these colors and stuff, and I was thinking about it, and just, you know, so I went ahead and bought it. And what was good about it is that like the original price of that listing, it had free shipping, but the original price was $40, but for some reason it was like it was on sale. I mean, it was on their sale, but you know what I'm saying. The listing, or I mean the seller's sale, it was 30% off. So like even then I feel like, oh well, it's on sale, even though they're the one that, you know, chose the price. On sale for $28. And yeah, if you break it down, like divide that into 5 skeins, it's basically like $6 a skein. But at the same time, I did like deal math to like make myself feel better about it. So like these skeins right here, this is just a completely, you can like skip through this if you want to, but these skeins are $1.24 a piece. You know, the discounted price was, and so I felt like if I had bought 5 more of these that time, or no, that's not what I figured out. I figured out, like, okay, what I spent on all these soft stitch, not taking the glowing into consideration, was $8.68 for all of these that I bought. And so, like, if you add that to the $29.76 is what I spent with all the tax and all that stuff. If you add those together, that's $38.44. If you divide that by 12, like, you know, the 5 plus the 7 that I have, then they're basically like $3.20 a skein. So that's cheaper than, like, see how stupid I am. It's cheaper than how much this would have been on the 30% off week if I had bought this back before it was discounted. Like, so, like, in my head that makes, like, well, then I don't feel so bad about spending the $28 on, like, you know, on the yarn on eBay or whatever, because if you add it to this and you divide it up, then it's sort of like thinking of it as a better deal than even the 30% off week would have been. And then also, if you add these into it, then I only spent $2.71 a skein on all these. So it's still a good deal in my head, even though I spent $28 on 5 skeins of yarn on eBay. But like, if you add them all up, there's a way for me to like rationalize it in my head and not feel so bad about spending that money on secondhand yarn or whatever on eBay. But so I did figure that out, and so I'm glad I bought them. That they're gonna come whenever they come or whatever, and I'll have the skeins. And what I thought I would do is I want the colors, like if I'm going to use the black, I'm going to use it in between the colors. So I'm going to figure out like the pattern of the colors, whichever ones I want to use first. And I'll use the one skein, figure out the exact width that I want, and use the one skein, and then I'll measure that. And then if watch it turn out that like I had the perfect amount, and I don't even need the one black that I have, and I ended up spending, you know, $28 on 5 blacks I didn't even need. But I doubt it. But I'll use one skein and then measure it, and then I'll know exactly how wide and long the one skein will be, and then I can figure out like how much black I'll need. So like if I maybe I might not even need all the black. I might just need like you know, a couple inches of black in between these to like get the right length or whatever for the blanket. So but I at least I have the black, and I can, you know, use it for this blanket and actually get this done, because I know it's going to be really gorgeous. And I need to figure out what leaf tutorial. I thought I could use this yarn as accents, you know, for the panel and for the, like, maybe some leaf appliques, like all over the blanket or whatever. Because I've seen some tutorials of these really cool crocheted leaves and stuff, and I thought I could use it, like, make the leaves in this color and like attach them to it. It's gonna be like this really. It's probably gonna be more decorative than anything, but I love fall, and I just think it would make a really pretty throw blanket with all this yarn and stuff. But let me put this back, and then I'll say something else. One thing I forgot, or two things I forgot to say. When I went into Hobby Lobby, it looks like they're like redoing the floors or something, or like some of the things are like moved around and everything. I guess when they were like after they did the clearance of like the whole store, they're redoing some things and moving stuff around, and so that was different. And then I noticed that they put like an extra shelf of yarn that's going to be like in the middle of the store. They've done that every once in a while with that big thick yarn, and it's like outside of the aisles, and it has all that really thick yarn, like the like 8 or 7 or 8 thick yarn, and there's some new colors that I didn't really notice that or they could be new. I don't know. I don't really buy that yarn that often, but it's like sort of a stripy variegated version of that thick yarn. So that was new. And then they and then I noticed that, like, all those carts were gone, because I was like heading over towards the remnants, and I thought, well, I'm gonna get a cart like that, because I want to, you know, get over there and them have a bunch of skeins of yarn, and then I don't have a cart. And but then, like, all those carts that were in the where the flowers were gone, and so then I thought, well, they're probably not gonna have any yarn over there. So I walked over there, and they didn't have any in the remnants. But then I thought to get the yarn in the aisles and stuff, and then so I basically had to like walk up to the I actually did put it in my in my arm, and I was like walking up to the register, and a couple of them were falling or whatever. I just looked like an idiot, but I did, you know, buy those skeins of yarn like that. But anyway, it was stupid. And so there's that, and then okay, a couple other random things. I made this scrunchie for my mom, because she was going to be working on July 4th, and she there was one. This is a long time ago. Because I do a lot of creative things. This one year, I think it was for Christmas or something. And if I can find a picture of it, I'll put it in. Where I did this thing with her hair, or I've done that a couple times over the years. But where I like take some ribbon and like, because she has a really long braid, and like it goes down to her ass, is like that long, and there have been times where I'll like, you know, tie a ribbon around like the top of it where she puts her hair in a braid, and or like pulls it back, and then like braid the ribbon in her hair, and I put like a little bow on it. I think that was for Christmas, and there was one other time I did something with it. I think it was something for my brother, like at school or something, and I did something with her hair with that. And but I've done that kind of stuff over the years. But then when she was going to be working on the 4th or whatever, she didn't have like she said that she wished that she had like a 4th of July kind of themed shirt, like a red, white, and blue or whatever. And so she didn't. It's 19 minutes. But she didn't have like a red, white, and blue shirt or anything 4th of July related. So I thought like I can do that with her hair or whatever, or what I could do is I could make her a scrunchie, and so I made her a scrunchie with I think it was like the Hobby Lobby yarn, the red, white, and blue, whatever colorway it is. I'm not gonna even look at it, but it's this scrunchie, and I'll insert a video where I took a video while she was in here in my yarn room, whatever, and you can see how long her hair is too. But so she had it in her hair, like, you know, in the back like this, because she, you know, she pulls her hair back for work, and so she had it in her. It's really it turned out really nice, and it's just like a red, white, and blue variegated colorway. I don't know what it's called, but it's the Hobby Lobby one. But you know, I made a scrunchie for her, and with this I didn't do triple crochets. I did triple crochets. I did like quadruple, or I don't know what it would be after triple. I guess quadruple. I yarned over 4 times instead of 3, because I knew that I wanted it to be like really fluffy like this, but it was like a basic, like a medium 4-weight yarn, and so I knew that like if you use that kind of yarn for a scrunchie, it's not going to be like really fluffy. It's going to be not like it would be with a velvet yarn, and so I use like the quadruple crochet, or whatever you call it, if that's even a thing. But that's what I use for that. And so I made her that scrunchie, and then a couple other random things. Naughty Autistic Granny, she had bought some yarn from Crocheted.com. I've never, I didn't even know that existed, but they have some yarn at Crocheted.com. And when I was looking to see what kind of yarn they had, there's a brand that they have called Brava, B-R-A-V-A, and I noticed that there's 3 colorways that look like sort of prod related, and there's one rainbow. I mean, it looks like, and they're in sequence and everything, and then there's 2 other ones, I forget the names of them, but there's one, it looks like the Ace prod flag, the Ace colors, and then the other one looks like the trans flag, but they're not called that, of course, but it just sort of, those 3, and they're new, they had like a new marked on them, and it just feels like, you know, are they like kind of like a wink and nod to, like, you know, pride? They don't have any of the other colorways, but they're just so, it seems weird that they have those 3 colorways, and they're, you know, all new all at the same time, and they kind of look like even in the little square on the website of the one that looks like the trans colors, it looks like it's in the exact sequence of the flag, but it's called something else. It's like baby something or other, or, you know, whatever the hell it is. But it's I don't know. It just sort of feels like how I mean, Big Twist was a little. I mean, Joanne and their Big Twist was a little more obvious about it, but they still, it wasn't like Big Twist made. Their Big Twist Living was like, you know, Big Twist Pride, and then, you know, they didn't name it like very specifically, like, you know, traditional pride flag, or like, you know, lesbian pride. It was like, you know, inclusivity and confidence and like all but it was enough to. Or you could tell that it was an obvious intended like pride skein, without being so obvious about it that it would piss off people that, you know, have a problem with it. But, you know, they were sort of upfront about it enough for, you know, people like us to, you know, see, oh, well, they're obviously, you know, making the pride colors. But these, I don't know, it sort of feels like I mean, the rainbow, you know, that could be anything, but like, the other 2 with that, it just sort of feels like, are they kind of like doing a little wink and nod sort of thing to the pride colors? Because it seems a little too on the nose, and so I don't know. I'm gonna keep track of like Crochet.com's Brava line and see if they add any more. And I do want to try those yarns and stuff sometime. But you know, I have so much yarn, and I haven't bought any yet. But I do want to try those sometime to see if they actually do work up really nice and can make pride stuff with that. Because, you know, it seems like I've kept track of like where all the Big Twist is going, and like I know some of it is ending up in Michael's as loops and threads, and I know that some of it is at Hirsch, or going to be at Hirschner's, but it seems like that's just going to be the value, the basic like solid colors, and I know that some of it, I think Mary Maxim or something has some of it, but they're just like the big skeins. It just seems like none of the I mean, I know that Hirschner's is going to be getting the, or at this point they might have already gotten it in, some of the sparkle yarn, and some of the, not that vortex, but the other kind that was really pretty. I forget what it's called. That they are going to be getting some of the yarn, but it doesn't seem like any of the places were connected to the mill that made the Big Twist Living. So it just seems like that Big Twist Living and the pride colors are just completely gone forever. So that kind of sucks. But when I saw that Brava, I was just thinking, you know, maybe this could, if these are like, you know, supposed to be like, you know, pride, or like, you know, rainbow, or, you know, baby blue and pink, like kind of thing. But it's technically like pride stuff. Then, you know, maybe they'll get the other colors in, and, you know, name them something safe or whatever, so that they don't get any backlash, and then maybe they'll have the other pride colors. I don't know. But I'm like keeping an eye on that, and I do want to get those sometime just to see what they work up as, or how they work up. And that's basically it for this video, other than to say that I've reached 3,000, or it's more than this now, but I've reached the 3,000 watch hours thing, and I got the email from YouTube saying that, you know, I could put in to be monetized and stuff, and it's just it's insane. Like when the original videos I did on YouTube that you know, I don't have on there anymore. I'll put clips in a video in the future, or I feel like I don't know when this is coming out. I feel like I wanted to do that around the beginning of August, and if this video is going to be coming out later than that, then I might have already done that video. I don't know. Reflecting on the original videos I did on YouTube. But in my original videos, I said like over and over again, like I'm never going to be the type of channel to be monetized, or I'm not going to be I'm never going to be the type of YouTuber to be monetized. I never thought that I would be monetized. Of course, back then I was like, F-bomb every other word, and, there's cussing and, all over the place. But I'm not that much different. I'm just like, hesitating before I cuss, and that's basically it. And I get to do videos in front of a really gorgeous yarn wall and stuff. But otherwise, I'm still the same person, and I still make the same kind of videos and stuff. But so it's just like, for some reason, the algorithm started to push my videos out, and maybe it's me being more focused on the crochet and stuff. But I'm at the level where I could put in to be I could still get rejected or something. I don't know. But I'm not monetized yet or anything. But like, to get that email the other day, yesterday or the day before, it was just like, it was mind-blowing. I can't believe it, because like, as I'm filming this, you have to have 500 subscribers, and I know that it was different in the past. You had to have more, but now you have to have 500 subscribers and then reach 3,000 hours, watch hours, and so I've reached both of those, and it's just, it's crazy, and I am so appreciative. I know that it's not like it's gonna turn into my career, and I'm gonna make so much money from YouTube that I'm gonna not have to worry about money anymore, and I could just like, I can buy all kinds of yarn, and I just have all kinds of money. Like, I know that it's never gonna reach that level. I'm sure it doesn't reach that level for most people on YouTube, and I know that like, I may only make like 11 cents a month, but like, it means a lot. Like, that 11 cents is gonna mean so much more than it would to most people, because it's going to feel like, or whatever. I mean, it may be more than 11 cents. I'm just kind of joking, but like whatever money I make, no matter how small it is, every single penny is going to mean so much, because it's because of people like you that have watched these ridiculous, all over the place videos, and actually like listening to my all over the place ass and just whatever. I mean, all my filler words and shit, or filler words and crap. See, when I get really comfortable, I like, hopefully I bleep that out. Now I'm like having to worry about, should I bleep stuff out, or like, mute it or whatever, because now that's all I'm going to do is like they're going to approve me getting monetized, but then this video comes out and it's like, oh, I get demonetized. But but anyway, I cannot believe I even reached this level. And it's like 2 months since all this stuff blew up and started to happen. Because like I was on video, I was on YouTube with all of my other videos for months before this, but then I just kind of like gave up because it wasn't really happening, and then when I came back to YouTube and focused on the crochet, it's basically been like 2 months since or I posted a couple of videos before that, but it's basically been 2 months since my video, since my channel is just all, the videos on my channel just all of a sudden took off, and I mean, not took off in like some viral way, but like I said in one of my other videos, it's like, it feels like it went viral, like the loser equivalent of going viral. Getting like thousands of views and hundreds of subscribers and stuff. That's insane to me. To go from like where I was before, where it was just like a flat line, to like what I am now, and now it's like I could be monetized. It was just so unfathomable and unfathomable. Why do I use words that I can barely speak regular? I can barely say regular words, and I'm trying to say unfathomable. It was just like unbelievable to me. That's a better word. To like back then, to even think of like getting monetized, that I would get enough views and subscribers and stuff to get to that point. I never expected it, and so for it to reach this level and stuff, I'm so grateful. I cannot believe that it's because of you, like liking my video, or liking I keep dropping G's, it's just because I'm from the South, liking and you watching and liking my video, when you're liking my videos and all the wonderful comments. I've never gotten so much support from the community on YouTube and stuff, and it's so nice to have all those comments and to meet all the connect with all these wonderful people. You're all just so great, and to like subscribe and stuff, and a couple of you shouted me out in your videos. So it's just incredible. It's like mind-blowingly amazing. I just cannot believe that I could be monetized and like reach that level, and all I have to do is like put it in with YouTube, and they just have to approve me and stuff. It's just it's crazy. But I mean, it's amazing, but it's just like just mind blowing. So I just wanted to say that at the end of this, not to brag and say I reached 3,000. Like, I'm not bragging or whatever. I'm saying it to say that I'm so grateful that you have helped me achieve something that I never thought I would ever be able to do. Like, I never thought that this would happen with my channel, as all over the places I am, and how I really don't speak very well on camera, and the crappy camera that I have, and just I'm just like an all over the place, just ridiculous person and stuff. And to be able to say that I can actually get monetized by YouTube, it's just like, I know for most people it's like, well, all you have to do is go viral like 2 times and then you could get I know, but like for me, it just feels like to get monetized with a crochet channel, it just feels like a really big deal, and especially one run by this mess of a person. So but you know what I'm saying. I'm just really grateful and thankful and everything, and I love all your comments and stuff, and I love that I've connected with a lot of really great people on here on YouTube and stuff. So thank you for watching this video. Whatever this mess all over the place, scatterbrain ridiculous video is going to be, just reflective of who I am. Thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe, comment down below and stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, I just thought I'd put this at the end of the video. I'm going to put this yarn away so that it doesn't pile up and I don't have to make another video where I'm having to put away 50 skeins of yarn. So what I thought I would do is this shelf right here. I do like this shelf, how full it is, but I'm not crazy about like these colors being right here and in the video. Like in the background, I wish that some of the prettier variegated colors would be up here. So I might move some of these here. I mean, this bonbon's pretty, but for the most part, it's not as pretty as some of these other variegated colors. And like these sort of neutral colors like that. And then these from Red Heart that I gotten, and like that one's okay, but this one's pretty too. This one's alright, I don't know. But I want to move some of my prettier variegated colors that are down here on this shelf. Move it up here, and like this one too. This one's really pretty that I just got. Let me see. Let me move, and see, like even up here I want to move some of these too. Like these 3 right here. I mean, these are okay, but I just want to reorganize it just slightly. Let's move those down here. So that I can put this one up here with all these pretty twisted skeins. Like that. And then, let's see. Let me move that over. Put that down there like that. Just to have some really pretty skeins in the background of my video. And then like all these down here, I hate that all these aren't really showing, and they're kind of like down here on this bottom shelf. I mean, I have some of my prettiest ones down here. Not that I need to do this just to make the video, the background of the video look nicer, but when I'm like watching myself back and try not to pay attention to my filler words, I'm thinking, I'm like looking in the background and saying, that colorway would look better on the bottom shelf, and I wish I had that other colorway on the higher shelves so people can see those. So I'm going to put those up further so they can see all these pretty colorways. I hate that, like I know that this is sort of all over the place, but I hate that the big twist yarns that didn't make it to Hirschner's and Michael's and all that stuff are like the variegated colors too. Like when they did turn out right and they weren't all thin and splitty, the variegated colors were really pretty. Like I love this one. Was it Arcade Party? Yeah, Arcade Party. I love that skein, but I guess that colorway's gone too permanently. But I don't know. So I just want to put these prettier ones higher. Oh, and here's this red, white, and blue. If you care about it, it's probably it's called Old Glory. That's what the name of that one is. The red, white, and blue that I made the scrunchie out of. And this one. And this one's a really pretty. I'm almost sure that my Hobby Lobby doesn't have this colorway anymore, unless it was bought out. Sea Muse, because I didn't see that yesterday when I went to Hobby Lobby, got all that yarn. So I have no idea. Here's another big twist that's gone forever, I guess. The Roller Rink, really pretty colorway. Okay, let's see. And some of these newer ones I got today are really pretty. Like that one. And this one. I might put this one up here. Put it up there, right there. Okay. I don't know why I feel like, you know, that video that I had to edit and increase the sound. I don't know why I felt like I had to increase the sound, because yeah, I'm talking during it, but people seem to have liked the end of those videos where I was just putting my yarn away and I wasn't talking at all. All you could hear is like the sound of the yarn and stuff. So I don't know why I feel like I have this like I have to speak during them, but just to keep it more interesting, I guess. Because half the time people are probably crocheting while I'm talking, and it's probably disrupted me going, just start like talking like a motor mouth when, you know, they're trying to, like, you know, count or whatever, count stitches or stuff like that. So I don't know. Let's see here. Put this one here. About all I can do. Here, this one's kind of thin. This one. Okay. Alright, that looks good there. Hopefully that looks a little bit better. Those skeins there. And now I just need to put these down here. Take the pretty ones and set those aside, and the newer ones too, and shift all these over. And put all the kind of dullish ones over here on the edge. I mean, they're not dull. I mean, they're okay. I mean, they're just not the prettiest ones. I love the really vibrant colors. But I will use these for things. I just I would, like, for myself, I would prefer the prettier, more vibrant colors. But that's just me. The guy saying that this wearing all black all the time, but it's true. I do love the vibrant colors more. That's kind of pretty. Put that over here. Hopefully these will all fit. I do have some extras that I could push behind these, but I'm hoping I won't have to do that. Let me see. My newer ones on this side. Oh, this is really pretty too. I want to put this up here somewhere. I know that I'm not going to put this here. This is what's left of that skein that's kind of rough that I use for my teddy bear. I'm going to stick this pretty skein up here. Even though that extra is matches this skein right here. think that'll look better. Right. And, okay. Put all my newer ones on this side. Prettier ones here. As long as they get on the wall, I don't care about whether they match next to each other or not. I just want to get them on the wall. After buying 10 more, I never thought I would buy, but you know, it was my birthday. It was something special. Okay, come on. See, I might have to put some behind. Just the extras, I guess. Like, I have 3 of these. I do have 2 up there, so I can put these behind. Of course, now I have to get behind there. I do have 2 extra bonbons. I have 1 here, so that's showing. And then these, these are the skinnier skeins. I do have a thicker one. So, and then this one is that rough yarn anyway, so I can probably tuck these behind there. I'll have to take it all out. Crap. Do I? Maybe I only have to take a couple out. Yeah, because there's a lot more room back here than I thought. That'll work out. What I need to do is make an inventory sometime so that I know how many of each skein that I have. Because if I'm going to start getting so much that I need to tuck them behind, I need to keep an inventory. Alright. Man, there's a bunch of room back there. I would only do this if, because they're, I would only do this with skeins that I have multiples of. I would never do this with skeins that I only have 1 of. I guess that should be good. Right. Probably put too many back there. I know naughty autistic granny is probably thinking, you should have used that tip that I put in my video, because I have all these little ends hanging out and just driving me nuts. I need to do that too whenever I'm doing inventory. Alright. There, that's better. And all the skeins are on the wall. Some of them are tucked behind there, but that's okay. And it looks nicer. Okay. So, I think that looks better. Okay, now the video is over with. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.